You watched for free, they made millions from it. You open Netflix to pick something, and without realizing it, you're teaching it what's worth millions to produce next. You open Netflix. You want something quick. You stop on a thumbnail. You look at it for 2 seconds. You don't click. You move to another one. You read the description. Back out. Go back. And end up picking a show almost by impulse. Feels like a small decision. It's not. Because while you're trying to decide what to watch tonight, Netflix is tracking how you decide. Which thumbnails stop you? Which ones you ignore instantly? What genres make you hesitate? When you drop off? What you binge in one sitting? What you rewatch later? What you recommend to someone else? And that's where it gets interesting. Because at the beginning, Netflix didn't control the most important part. It didn't make the content. It rented it. It depended on outside studios, on borrowed catalogs. The business looked simple. Pay for licenses, fill the platform, and keep you watching. But there was a problem. The more it grew, the more fragile it became. Studios could charge more, pull their content, change the terms, and then something uncomfortable happens. Your core product depends on people who don't work for you. That's dangerous. You grow. But you don't control what makes you grow. And the more people show up every night, the more expensive that dependency becomes. That's when the shift happens. They stop looking like a distributor and start looking at behavior as a signal for production. Not opinion, not intuition, data, patterns, binges, drop-offs, what people finish, what stops your thumb, and that's incredibly valuable. Because now you're not just watching, you're feeding a system, one that answers a bigger question. If we invest millions, what is most likely to work before it exists? That's the twist. Netflix wasn't just recommending content, it was deciding what to create next. To depend less on Hollywood, to turn behavior into creative direction, to use the audience before production, like a built-in market test. And that's where the real business is. It was never just about keeping you watching. It was about learning enough from you to decide where to put the money. That's why the catalog stopped being just a catalog. It became a lab. Every pause, every drop-off, every show you finish fast, all of it feeds the next bet, so no. Netflix didn't just want your attention, it wanted to understand you and build what comes next around that pattern. And that's the uncomfortable part. You thought you were choosing, but you were also helping decide what gets made. That changes everything. You weren't just watching. You were training the system. And once you see that, Netflix stops looking like an app and starts looking like a machine powered by your behavior.